It will start with some kombucha, just like last time, but I'll mix it up with some ginger beer. Grab a seat. I think we're gonna have a good time. Hey, um, you must be wrapping up the end of the year. I don't know when you're gonna see this video, but just know it's a debrief post re-event after 2 weeks after re-event. The week right after it, I was sick, really sick for the whole week, and we had to close some business. And we had to finish the year properly as well. So now getting back, and I would like to share a few things with you. A few things that I've learned from neurodiversity to the fraud model in the meantime with an agent with Bedrock, AWS streaming Olympics as well that we had covered there. It was a great session. Mainframe migration with Gen AI and so on, and some use cases from Fiserv and BMV. They were great. They were great sessions, and already planning for reInvent 2026. One of our customers should be also joining us on that. So I'm really excited about reInvent 2026 already. I'll start with neurodiversity. Neurodiversity is something that I've learned while meeting one of our partner, Ness at Ness, and he told me what was. I had an idea, but because people had different badges, and I'll share obviously like some snapshot of Replay, which is the biggest party in tech, and I understand why now. The neurodiversity part is the difference in thinking patterns, in interest, motivation that naturally occur throughout the population. There's no right way of thinking, learning, and behaving, and difference are not deficits. So human brains are literally wired differently, and can be autism, ADHD, dyspraxia, dyslexia. There's plenty of them, and 15 to 20% of the population is neurodivergent. I think I have some moments where I don't think like most people, and I think we all are, or a lot of us. And that even showed me that you can learn from different perspectives. There's always a different way of seeing things. And I learned a lot from engineering models and things like that. But one of the things that really stick to my mind is that we have to be trained with verified data. Even on our side as human beings, so imaging for LLMs, it's mainly one of the things that you have to keep on telling to your team as an engineer, as a developer, just telling them like, guys, you feeding data with the LLM, so it's either is not like gonna comprehend things or it just make hallucinations, because obviously it was not fed with the right information or the information was not verified before. So really important to verify the data to make sure that you have the right things to explain, to then feed your LLM and create content or do anything. There were a fraud model that was explained again. Fraud and financial services is definitely one of the use cases that we see a lot for various reasons. It requires real time. It requires also agentic context with AI. So it helps either a human agent to do their work more properly. And I will share like some screenshot that I have from that workshop. It was a great demo. I really appreciate it. Then I went to another one, and Anthropic was that Anthropic was literally finishing the session, and even with one screenshot, I was able to see what was some insight for our software engineers again. It's literally the same. We want to make sure the agents help organization and people to gain time, either for the personal life, obviously, and also for the business to do all the projects, or do other things. One of the screenshots that I have there is like, Anthropic was saying that they told the agent to work the way good engineers already work. So reading the documents before coding, understand the current state of where things are now, make incremental progress, leave things cleaner than they found them, and test before declaring victory. So I really like that one, and I wanted to share that with you as you are looking at the video. And we started the session with the Olympics.com sharing the use cases about real-time notification, alerting, and content created in real time for the Olympics. And because the coverage of the media was different, they had to rely on AWS to have the right information in time, in real time, and realize where people had more interest in one sport to the other. So the name of the session was Powering Your Agentic AI Experience with AWS Streaming and Messaging. So it was led by Mindy Ferguson, really nice person, Francisco Morillo, also great person, and Chris Jackson, who is from Olympics.com. So that was definitely a great session. And I was like referring back to this because I look at Toon and Guillaume, let's say podcast episode, or they were just having a conversation before catching their flight last week, and it's online. I will share the link in the comment below, just so you have some insight on that. So one of the thing is the high level architecture that they have. So from data streaming to agentic workflow and to send the alert at the right timing, raw events were generated, analyzed by AI, and so on. What I would do is just I'm gonna filter out what is my favorites, so I can screen to what is the most important and stay on point. Right after that, we could see how using multiple agents helped with different scenarios. Does this anomaly have a valid threshold? Their analysis app, there's an app specialist, alert specialist, boundaries, rules, and everything to help the process of creating the content properly also. But to give you numbers, in that it was the biggest digital sporting event ever. So I'm looking forward for 2028 in Los Angeles. I think that they learn a lot from it. There were like 24,000 media personnel, about 1,200 cameras, 32 sports and 39 venues, and 325 million users on Olympic.com. So it was crazy. It was just crazy in terms of numbers, and all that was reliable and in the data streaming world. So we more and more seeing more people and more engagement, because usually the broadcast was done on the main channel, but because it was different this time, everywhere it was spread everywhere. Like most of the sport, if not all of them, were covered. So it was really interesting to see that. A lot of complexity also in like every 4 years they have a lot of data complexity, the number of users, the actions, and so on, but they can still rely on data streaming to work on that specific part. To give you an idea, for LA in 2028, they have different needs. Streaming is definitely key for them, for the peace of mind, for flowing, and for peace of mind, obviously. They want to make sure that they're complying also with media rights and regulations that they have, and onboarding and scaling across a complex web of organization. And obviously, the agent approach scales AI across many more applications in near real time, if not real time. So looking forward for that too, and see how much of a use case it will be in 2028 for the Olympics in Los Angeles. It's really close by, so it will come back quite fast. Some key takeaways also from that session at the end. Streaming data is must for real-time intelligence and agentic AI. And you can definitely build and deploy agents with Amazon Bedrock and Agent Core. So then I attended the session with Fiserv, with Vimal Bratbat, and also the BMV group with Frank Uzlop, who came in just for reInvent, and it was led by Mina from AWS. So great session also, seeing our mainframe from COBOL in production and moving to more modern approaches. There are like real bottlenecks, seeing like a lot of lines that were coded on that. But why they're changing now? Because the challenge that they have is literally cost, risk, and time and expertise. But now the benefits of having moving from mainframe, moving from COBOL, literally, is better TCO, open source, a modern skill, business innovation, agility, and automation, and all that outweigh everything that they were afraid of. And AWS transformed from mainframe with the agents that they have, moving from COBOL code. So it's totally different, like having a modernization and so on. What I really like about the session about Fiserv is once again their scale. And also you see that it's another financial service. You also see how it is critical to go into data streaming in real time for them. And it starts at 8:30 from a notification app that you have from Apple, the App Store, for Apple Music subscription. Then you are hungry, then you order Uber Eats, and then you claim the late gadgets that you have on Best Buy. It's just an example, but long story short, with Walmart also doing real time and data streaming, obviously. Clover to pick up on payments. So real time is in a lot of places. So it was interesting to put it there. And I'm sharing obviously like some screenshots and also session on that. But that was definitely great session happening with them, and great insight also. I will not make it too long, but I want to share the most I can because it was definitely great. And I want you to maybe watch this by the end of the year when you have some time, when you are catching up on work, or there's less activity that you might have, depending on the industry, because retail right now must be crazy hot. It's not must be. We have customers in retail and it's super hot for them right now. We can see, for example, the payment processing flow that they have, and all that is based on data streaming, and all that is based on the new approach, based on that on AWS services. So learn a lot about either the language that people are moving from COBOL, Visa, DB2, and then the transaction processing is made in CICS, and the batch processing is made in JCL. So it's an exit for them, and they share the whole journey, and what they expect as a result in the next 17 months is to transform totally the code that they have and improve the quality of what they have. So yeah, improving the maintainability also was also something that they put there, and they completely want to exit from mainframe. So I think they're on the right track from what I could hear, and the feedback that they have, it was really honest. And then we switched up to Frank from BMV. And it was great to see. It's one of my favorite brands. I used to work for the BMV group with Alphabet, and seeing how straightforward they were with a lot of things. It was great to see them also in the the digital world, the transformational world, and what they wanted to do from the beginning. So cloud by default, they are 90% in the cloud, for example. So there were great things there. But the three pillars for the modernization was to reimagine, to refactor, and the agentic AI testing that they were doing. So really helped them there. But what I would like to share is the impact. The impact that has helped on that is to reduce the test time, for example, they shorten their timelines, and they have 20 to 80% of increase of coverage. So the code quality got better. So there's so many things that you can do with the platform itself, and it's definitely I'm when I'm saying the platform, it's AWS itself, but there's so many tools, and really learning from one another from the sessions was great. Every single time I could attend one of them that I liked, I definitely went to it. There's some things that can be shared there, but let me know in the comment if there's like, because I have some QR codes to learn about AWS Transform, for example, or schedule an ABA. So there's different things. So if you want some, just let me know. Then I'll share some of the after parties. The EMEA one, that was definitely great. And also the that was a funny one. The last, from what I understood, keynote from Dr. Vogels, and he put out this magazine, which is definitely great. And there's a sentence that I really like, two of them. And the experimentation and willingness to fail is really important. So your curiosity and your skills will help to change the world. But one of the things that stick to my head, and I will share from time to time some insights when I'll be reading a specific magazine or journal. And if I can find the link to the download, I will share it with you as well. There's this part that I really like. Keep calm and carry on coding. That one is really important to me. You know why? Because with AI, people think that they're going to be replaced. A part of us will be replaced. Obviously, a part of our skills also will be replaced. But the human interaction I had at reInvent made me realize that you need the human interactions too, and it will be near to impossible to cut this down. So it never been a better time to be really open to other people, to learn from other people, to connect with people in real life too. Even though I was sick for the whole day afterward, the whole week afterwards, but that's just traveling, AC, Las Vegas, and then seven changes in temperature. But it is what it is. I should have prepared my body differently. Um, so yeah, I will give a read on that and share it from time to time. So definitely a great piece to have as a side while working. Uh, and I will share a couple of things. But now it's time for the party. It's time for party time. It's a long format. I will share that differently. Replay was big. Honestly, replay was super, super, super big. I was overwhelmed by the choices of food, overwhelmed by the number of people there, the number of activities you could there. Man, that was crazy. That was definitely crazy. Then we have a session, another session, a live session from Beck, an artist that I discovered during the event, and some good activities. The sponsors were all over the place. Shout out to Datadog, they were everywhere. So, um, yeah, honestly, it was a great event. It was definitely a great event. Long story short, I'm already getting ready for next year. Next year will be different, that's for sure. But I'll give you an idea once again of how real time is important from an airline perspective. I'll give you what happened to me at the beginning of my trip. I thought I was about to miss my plane, which I did, but I made it to Las Vegas. I went from Puerto Rico to Miami, then to ATL, and then to Las Vegas. So I went to Miami, ATL to Las Vegas. Um, my luggage was already in the plane for Las Vegas, and I received a notification on my watch saying like, "Hey, we are really sorry, but your flight is scheduled 5 minutes earlier." I was like, "It's fine. I know that the plane train is really reliable in an ATL airport in Atlanta." And next thing I know, there's a problem on the train. So literally, I could jump on the train. I stay 15 minutes after my flight, and I'm arriving at the gate, and I'm seeing the I don't know how can I don't know the name of it. The door that was getting out of the plane. So I know my luggage is there because I have a hair tag there. But I see it just because of the 5 minutes I missed that plane. So the traveling agents at the gate helped out, and they rebooked me for a flight that was 1 hour and a half late from ATL. So I have to go to the plane train again and then get back. But long story short, thanks to that, the app connected with the partner, even the Google widget that I have from my Gmail account, get popped up and updated it and update with the flight that I'm about to be on. Long story short, um, there's always a real time, there's always notification, there's always an interaction that delights the customer in the end. So data transformation is happening, Gen AI is happening, agentic AI is happening, data streaming is definitely happening, and I can feel where there's something in the lake house. Just like when I'm logging in some of the airline companies, when I have to re-put my first name, last name, and then the confirmation number. You should know because I'm logged in already. But anyway, maybe some of the data is in the lake house. It takes time and it is room for improvement. But hey, that was a long video. That's one of the longest video I ever done, I believe. But I hope that you have some insight. It was just a conversation with you. A conversation, a video with you. I'll be happy to have a conversation in the comments or anytime. I'll be off next week, that's for sure. We're in December the 19th now, as I'm editing and filming this video. But just know this video, no matter what, if someone consulted like next year before reInvent 2026, I'll be happy to have a chat with them. If it's now, I'll be happy to. So my last word will be to take care of you and your close ones, to collect more memories, good laughs, and real moments with your loved ones. So that will be it for me. That's my longest video ever. I will post it the best way I can. And I hope every single thing that I've said help you to see the data streaming or the data transformation a different way. I try to change the format a little bit because it's the end of the year and you might have a little bit more time in your hands, or you can be relaxing on a Friday night, or I don't know, but you can have a good watch of this and have some insight and have a conversation with your peers also about that. Thank you so much for one of the customer that I went on a call with that say, I really like your content and I wish I had the time to ask him which part he likes best and so on. Thank you so much. If you recognize yourself, if you look at that video, man, because I really appreciate that. It's based on the feedback. I'll continue to improve myself to provide value to you as either prospect or customers or people like software engineers, leaders, engineering leaders, CIO, CAIO that wanted to move to more transformation for the business, so either they can strive or they can survive. So yeah, that's it for me. I'll say see you soon. See you certainly in 2026. I might have a last video before the end of 2025, but we'll see. There's work priorities once again to serve our customers better, and I'll do my best to continue to provide value with the insight that I have either from traveling or from meeting with customers and prospects. Thank you so much for taking the time to look at that video. And if you had made it to here, just add an emoji with a cup of tea. It will mean that you have finished to watch this video. Have a good one, you take care, and see you in the next one.